JDs and Leatherman with full being really deep in our ass right now and winter swiftly approaching, I figured it'd be a good idea to show you some of my favorite Acbuy or Taobao jackets that I've purchased over the last 2 years. All of the jackets I'll showcase you in this video, which is what I will be doing. I'll be showing you some cool jackets, varsity jackets, leather jackets, windbreakers, winter jackets, all of that stuff. All of it was purchased from either Taobao, Weidian or Jianyu, and I don't remember most of where the items came from, but I have a very good idea, okay, let's say. So some of these links will be expired, some of these links will still be available on the spreadsheet, which you can find down below, where you can also find my TikTok and Instagram. By the way, if my voice sounds a bit off, I know I'm still sick. I'm trying my best to recover, but I want to get this video out for you guys. I'll be showing you some really cool pieces today, that some stuff that you guys probably haven't seen, because some of the stuff I unboxed literally like 2 years ago on the old channel. I know I keep coming back to that, but it still hurts. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into it, and I'm gonna start us off with probably a leather varsity jacket. This jacket was one of my first ever Jianyu purchases. If you don't know what Jianyu is, it is like a second-hand, kind of like an eBay platform in China, and you can find some grails on there really cheap because they'll be used or they'll just be old releases that no one cares about anymore. And I know this isn't what people really wear nowadays. However, this piece is, in my opinion, just really fucking sick. This is real leather. I believe I paid something close to like $60 on this item. For $60 with all of the details all around, I mean, you really cannot complain. I know maybe it's not the coolest piece ever, but like if you imagine someone like A$AP Rocky wearing this, all of a sudden it becomes like a really cool item. This is a collaboration piece, Supreme W tabs. And as I said, like $80 for real leather, and it is just an insane piece. Not something you see. I've worn this in London before when I still lived in the UK. Got some compliments on it as well. It is just a really nice, well-made jacket. You can find some really cool pieces for really cheap. Up next, we have an ERD jacket, and fonts riches something. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce it. It's kind of like this Indiana Jones vibe, and it is a brown canvasy material. This jacket was quite expensive, and it was from MVT. It's a more recent purchase. It's the flight jacket, so if I turn around, you can see. But it's this nice brown kind of cropped fitting jacket. It's quite tight around the waistband. Obviously the polo is too long for me to showcase that perfectly. This was around 600 yuan, which if I remember correctly from the top of my head, that's around $80, which for a jacket of this material, this nice detail, and honestly just overall quality, the way it feels in hand, it's not comparable to something you can find in Zara or H&M for a similar price. And it also just looks really cool. It's a really nice piece, I'm not gonna lie, and I do need to wear it more. It's definitely got that full aesthetic, and for winter, it will definitely be too thin, but I think for fall, it is the perfect brown jacket. Up next, we have something a little more funky, and this is a Moa Lola jacket, but it is this cropped bomber jacket with some weird like sleeve details. You can see the sleeves are pinched here, both arms of course, and it's got like this kind of marker or like a highlighter, I guess, whatever you want to call it, print all over, with some distressing on the sleeve cuffs as well as the waistband, of course. How could you forget that? It is a really nice bomber jacket. It's a very loud piece, and I feel like it's more of a statement piece. You definitely can't wear a busy fit with this. Obviously, I would not be wearing it with this polo. I'm only wearing this polo because it gives you a good contrast of the proportions of everything, but it's a really nice item. Definitely wouldn't fit a hoodie underneath just because it'd be too tight around the arms, I reckon. Even with a watch, I can really feel this pinching. A hoodie would just add more to that. It's just a really interesting piece and not something you see people wearing. Okay, if you're someone that's into gorpcore or hiking, I think you're going to really appreciate this piece. This is a two-piece. It's an RTG North Face Supreme jacket, and I do have a vest as well on top of that. It's just such a sick piece. I believe for the two pieces altogether, it was around 670 yuan, so like $80-90, I think, from the top of my head. I'm doing the conversion rate, but like, come on, man, how cool is this piece? I think I'm gonna have to take the jacket and fuck the vest. I don't need it, but next time I go skiing, I think this jacket is going to be my best friend because it's a perfect shell. It's a really good material. It is actually waterproof as well, and it is a bright, nice color, so I'll be easy to spot on the slopes. It is just overall a good piece, and for the price, the jacket itself was like 300 yuan. Come on, you cannot compete with that. It is not a perfect copy or rep. Sleeve logo here, you see the Supreme. The font is a bit off, but I've kind of grown past caring at this point, and if someone asks, I will just say that I got it off Taobao. I have nothing to hide. I don't have anyone to impress. It is just such a sick piece though, all in all. Super functional as well. Like, really, there's so many pockets, so many compartments. You can definitely see this being useful. Here's some of the details up close. You've got the Supreme TNF logo, and you've got the RTG embroidery on the oversleeve. On the inside of this jacket, you've actually got kind of something that reminds me of Louis Vuitton, which is the Supreme North Face logo, just over and over repeatedly on the inside. So the attention to detail here is really good. Look at all these pockets as well. It is just such a sick piece. You do, of course, also have the embroidery here on the vest, which isn't perfect as well. As I said, for the price. Come on, for the price. You have to always put that into consideration. I'm not that picky of a person. You've got the Gore-Tex embroidery here on the sleeve as well. Obviously, I don't know if I have to say this. I think I do, because sometimes you guys just don't know. It's not real Gore-Tex, okay? Real Gore-Tex is not possible to source on a rep. It's just not gonna happen. Pertex, yes, it has happened before. Gore-Tex, Not happening. So all of the sellers saying they have Gore-Tex jackets, they're scamming you. But yeah, this is definitely one of the cooler pieces. Sticking with the shells, we have a Arctic jacket, and this is a Beams collaboration. This jacket was a very recent purchase, and it was only 200 yuan, which is kind of insane to think about what you can get for like $30. Yeah, it has literally everything you expect from the just visual side of things. You got the embroidery on the sleeve, you got the beams just here, got the Gore-Tex here, got the Arctic logo on the front, of course, and you've got the nice collar blocking here, which makes it the Beams collaboration. This is a really nice piece, also something I'll definitely see myself wearing skiing or maybe for a jog or something along those lines. You do, of course, have the inside pocket and a nice golden logo on the right sleeve as well, which is a nice touch as well. This is once again one of those pieces that is probably a grail for people that are into like Gorpcore or hiking. It is a very, very expensive item usually. I think this goes for like $1,000 on StockX. Whereas obviously I didn't pay that much. I paid 30, so 30, 1,000, you do the math. I think it makes sense. But I definitely see myself getting wear out of this, especially like on a slope or something. It is just such a cool piece. It's so sick. It's so sick. Now, let me just preface by saying, obviously, you wouldn't wear out this polo. The polo is just too big. However, this Supreme Vanson leather skeleton jacket is insane. This whole thing is leather. It's squeaking every time I'm moving. The details are pretty much on point with just some slight embroidery issues, but you have pretty much everything you possibly need. You've even got the Supreme logo here behind the zipper. I actually took this jacket with me to China. I wore it around Shanghai, and I just felt like I was better than everyone else. Obviously, that's not the case, but with a piece like this, that just looks so fucking cool. How can you not feel that way? Now, I know you're probably noticing I've got a lot of Supreme. There is more coming, but I think Supreme just has some of the cooler jackets out there. I do have some other, more neutral pieces as well to show you guys, but this is something that I really, really like. It's not a piece I get to wear often, but when I do really, really, really enjoy it. And once I do get my motorcycle sorted, I probably will be wearing this on top of some protective gear on top, of course, because I'm not trying to, myself. I will respect the fact that this item is from Jianyu and it probably doesn't have the real functionality of a Vanson leather jacket, because it doesn't. However, the details are honestly insane. I mean, you can really see how much attention to detail is like put into here. And this isn't a popular piece, so I don't even know who made this, who did this, why they did this. But Jianyu, as I said, coming in clutch, absolutely goated. Okay, hear me out. We still have more Supreme than this. This is not it. However, this is a really nice black reflective Supreme jacket. And as I said, it is reflective. Did I just... Okay, just found a glove from like last year. This is a reflective jacket. So when you take a photo of flash, this whole thing lights up in like a kind of looks like dust, like shiny dust, or I don't know, sparkles. It's not like the whole thing is consistently reflective, like one big block. It's kind of like a pattern. It doesn't even look obnoxiously Supreme until you look at the back and you have the big Supreme box logo, which is also black. So it's honestly not that evident. You do also have a small one here on the front, if you can see that. This was a piece from, I believe, Tiger, and he still has this available. This has real down inside, like real feathers. So I wore this to Italy in February. It was cold, like it was snowing, and I was not cold at all. So this jacket really does do the job of keeping you warm. And I believe it is just a nice looking puffer jacket. I think puffer jackets are quite hard to get because they quite often look like big balloons. Whereas I feel like this one doesn't look that way at all. It looks a bit balloony. Maybe with the direct lights from the left and the right, it looks a bit shiny, and I could definitely pinch it in a bit more, but I think it looks great. And honestly, I don't zip my jackets up often. It has this nice tool collar as well, so your neck doesn't get cold. It is just a functional jacket for winter, genuinely. Okay, now this is another recent pickup, and this is a Balenciaga leather hooded jacket, I should say. That's an important detail, I guess. This was $300, so very expensive, but it is real leather throughout the whole thing, and it's also a pretty niche piece. I've been rinsing this jacket so much. I've been wearing it basically every chance I get to wear a jacket. I'm picking this one. It fits a hoodie underneath, and then it looks perfect. Obviously now it looks a bit loose because I'm just wearing a polo, but it is literally a perfect leather jacket for me. It's got a nice crop on the back, so it doesn't look like it's dragging on your ass. When you got a hoodie underneath, it doesn't look too awkward. You don't feel tight. You don't feel like you're too warm. It is just a nice leather hooded jacket. Obviously, it is expensive and it's not a piece for everyone. I guess that does kind of show you with different brands and different items, you get a very, very different price range. I mean, that Supreme Vanson leather jacket was technically the same thing. Like structurally, it's also leather. It's even more difficult to make, but it was cheaper. Supply on demand, man. What can I tell you? It is just based on what the seller wants to price things at, and that's how the cookie crumbles. Staying on Balenciaga, we have a bomber jacket, which is made out of denim. I believe it says Balenciaga denim apparel on the back, if I remember correctly. That should be what it says. This hood is very flimsy and it's literally just for wind, and this jacket is made out of denim, as I've mentioned, so definitely don't wear it in the rain. It is super warm though. It's a nice wide fit, but it doesn't look like you stole your older brother's jacket. And I believe this piece was from MVT as well, so this is quite a recent purchase too. Within the last 8 months, I believe I got this, I think at the beginning of this year when I already moved to Poland. Very functional jacket, but it's got a very broad build, so you definitely want to wear some bigger pants with this and some bigger shoes. You don't want to be wearing Gats and like slim fitting Acnes, for example. That just wouldn't work. obviously. But, you know, something bulkier. If you've got the Balenciaga clothing, you know, Balenciaga jeans, Balenciaga shoes, this is definitely your friend. And it is a very warm jacket as well, believe me. Okay, now this jacket takes me back. This is from a seller called 37 Palace, who ironically doesn't produce Palace anymore. He's moved on to other things. But this jacket was something that I wore extensively the first time I was in China. It has a special place in my heart. It's not the warmest jacket. It's not even the coolest jacket. It's got a very nice waffle material. I don't even know how to explain this. It kind of looks like a thermal knit material, I guess you could say. Obviously has the Palex text across the front. And despite being a size medium, as you can see, it's quite big, especially when you zip it up. It looks kind of funny. I look like I bench like 300 pounds, which I guess doesn't sound like a lot, like 500, let's say. But yeah, it's a nice big fit and it fits hoodies underneath. It is also surprisingly warm. I know I said it's not the warmest jacket in the world. It isn't, but it is like surprisingly, it does keep you warm. November in China, I was completely fine with just a sweater underneath this. It's not something crazy like loud or crazy, you know, obnoxious. It is just a nice subtle piece. And that shows you, you know, compared to some of the other pieces that I've shown you so far, you can really get some just subtle, nice clothes just to fill in a fit. You don't need to look like you've got an outfit that costs $1 million. Obviously, it doesn't, and you're buying stuff from Taobao. Sometimes it's nicer to just buy more subtle clothes, and this is one of those examples. And I do, as I said, really like this jacket just for the sentimental part, because I was able to wear it the first time I came to China. Obviously, that's always going to be special. Thank you to you guys. Okay, hear me out. I know I literally just got this. I know it was literally like a last video or 2 videos ago. This was 60 bucks for a canvas jacket, which is really well made. It is a Supreme Vanson leather collaboration. It has 3 different colorways and it was only $60. Supreme is making a comeback. I've been grinding on Supreme for the last 3 years. You've been telling me it fell off. You've been telling me Supreme is better, I need to move on. It is coming back. The pieces this season are sick. And this is just another testament to that. This is from this season and they made it within like a month of it coming out. How does that even happen? I don't know, but it is such a cool piece and I'm a big fan of it. I haven't had the chance to wear it out yet, but for full, I mean, look, I'm not even fitting it right now. Like, this is not an outfit, but just with the pants and I just wore a white tee, this would look good. It is a nice jacket. Like, just fundamentally speaking, this is a nice jacket. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm not gonna listen to you. Okay, now this is another pretty-recent purchase, but not too recent. And this is a Deschutzer embroidered jacket. Now, I will say, I probably should have gone 1 size up from this because I don't think I could fit a hoodie underneath. And also, I bought this from a 500 yuan batch, whereas there is a batch that is 250 yuan, so literally half the price. And definitely do buy that one. It is in the spreadsheet down below. So I slightly got scammed on this. However, I can't complain too much. The detail on this jacket is absolutely amazing. It just looks so cool and it's got the perfect color. Pink is such a nice, it's not too bright of a pink, it's such a nice, like subtle, you know, perfect, like the cherry blossoms, and it's like April in Japan, and you know, it's just that type of vibe, and it's everything you want. It's got a nice short cropped fit. I had to tuck the polo in a little bit just so it doesn't look like I've got a tail, but yeah, it's just a nice fit. I do like the way it fits. It is quite a short fit. It's not too tight around the body. I feel the polo scrunching up here, so that feels a bit funky. I could not fit a hoodie underneath though. Like, I'm being completely honest. And also the sleeves do feel a bit short. So I will be wearing it, don't get me wrong. It's just, I'll have to be careful with what I have underneath. Probably some thin jumper, thin hoodie. Or sorry, hoodie, not jumper. But yeah, I think it is a sick fitting piece though. And if you buy the 250 yuan version, not the 500 yuan version, I can definitely recommend this item. It's sick. Back to my best friend, which is Supreme. We have this Supreme Martine Rose collaboration from, I believe, last year. And this was a item that was made very quickly as well after the release of the original. I believe it has some slight discrepancies between the real one. Such a niche piece where it's like, I don't really care enough. It's not real leather by any means. This is quite plasticky all around. It feels and smells like plastic. Well, it doesn't really smell like anything, to be completely honest, but it looks the part, and that's what this is all about, really. It's high quality enough to the point where I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. It's not going to go to waste, but also it looks the part. It's, you know, stylable, wearable. It's wearable, and it has a nice fit. This is what it looks like zipped up, and once again, I'm not one to zip up jackets. I think it kind of ruins the proportions of things. I do like the zip being part of the collar, so you could technically wear the collar up and zip it all the way up. You would look like a condom though, so I don't recommend doing that, and I think this looks better. If you are going to zip it up, definitely do have the collar down. I don't know why someone would put it up. I don't even see the point of doing that. It's cool, but okay, this is going to be the last piece for this video. If you guys did like this so far, do let me know. I'll probably make another one of these because I have a lot of jackets. Moving on, it is this Supreme North Face collaboration. Once again, I have like 10 of these collaboration pieces, but this is a super functional trekking jacket. So trekking, hiking, that type of thing. Why is it functional, you ask? Well, if you take a look here and here, there is a zip. I can turn this jacket into a vest or a short sleeve jacket. How cool is that? Huh? Like, functionally, you've got 3-in-1. It looks cool. There's different colorways. You can get it in white, you can get it in black, or you can get a floral print as well. I believe I paid something like 300 yuan for it. And it's obviously not something people wear nowadays. The Supreme North Face jacket hype is kind of dead, I won't lie. However, you're not always going to be wearing Balenciaga, ERD, and chrome hearts. You know, if you want to go for a walk with your friends, you want to go on a hiking trip, I don't know, it's like 10 degrees, 15 degrees Celsius outside, you want to wear a hoodie and a light jacket, this is perfect for that. And it is just such a nice looking piece. It has pockets everywhere. You've got the North Face embroidery on the front here. You do, of course, also have it on the back. I believe it's on the right shoulder, so I'm going to just do this and hope I'm not looking like an absolute idiot right now. But yeah, you've got the details. You even have a hood, which is hidden within the collar right now by a zip. Boom, now you have a hood. How cool is that? It's such a functional piece. There's pockets pretty much everywhere. I mean, not on the inside because you've got this very nice breathable material, but on the front, you've got plenty of pockets. You've got one big pocket on the back as well. When you take the sleeves off, you can store them literally on the jacket. You don't need an extra bag or anything. You have a hood that hides, and the hood has Supreme embroidery literally going across the top of it, which is so Supreme of them to do. It is just a super cool and functional piece. That being said, that actually wraps up today's video. This is only like half of my collection of jackets. I still have another half that I could easily show you, but I don't want to bore you with that, and I don't want to make this video too long. So if you guys do want to see remainder of the jackets that I have, I do also have more on the way, obviously, so that video will be bigger. I have some even hanging here that you can see that I haven't shown. But yeah, if you want to see another video like this with jackets or maybe with jeans, I can show you my collection of denims from Acbuy, some cool pairs that maybe you haven't seen before or you completely forgot about. I've got a couple here that are really cool to see. I don't wear them in videos because they're just too loud and I don't want to take away from the attention of the video itself. So if you want to see one of those, I can definitely do that. If you want to see a sneaker collection, I can do that. Hoodie collection, anything from Acbuy, Taobao that I've purchased in the past, I'm so happy to showcase to you. And obviously, if you want to buy anything from Taobao, Weedian, or Janyu, do use Acbuy. I do have a tutorial out there. I do also have a spreadsheet down below. Spreadsheet, tutorial, you've got the whole bundle. You can buy whatever you want. It's as simple as that, really. I've got tutorials on how to find items as well. So if you don't find what you want on the spreadsheet, you can find it elsewhere. And I feel like I'm waffling a bit now, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys for joining me, every week. I do really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and TikTok, and peace out.